G'day, Steve Morgan from Fishing Media with something pretty new for us. This is an aluminium or an AL series Whittley. Here with Angelo. Angelo, you work at the Gold Coast Whittley dealership. You put all these things on here. It must be a change, putting them on aluminium boats instead of glass boats.
Yes, bit of a change, but got around it and they came out really good.
Yeah, well, they do look good, and I think the reason why Whittley's taken on the aluminium boats is you want to have something in that entry-level price range for the dealerships. Yes. If people come in, they only have $20,000 or $30,000 to spend on a boat, you're going to have a boat for them. One of the new things for Whittley as well is a partnership with Honda. So now I can come into a Whittley dealership and nearly have whatever motor I like on the back of a Whittley, but the Hondas, they look good, and they've got a 7-year warranty.
Yes, moving forward, we're going to go with Honda as
your preferred
outboard for reliability, quietness, and performance.
Yep. Of course, Honda have been making 4-stroke outboards for ages, so no smoke, nice and quiet, good fuel efficiency. Tell us a little bit about this model. This is an SC model. It means side console, and you have them fitted out basically ready to go. When I was talking to Alan Whitley before, he says we fit them all out turnkey, ready to go, except for electronics, because people have their own preferences, whether you're a Humminbird or a Garmin guy or a Lowrance. You might want your brand of stuff in there. That includes trolling motors and electronics, but you guys fit them basically ready to put in the water and go.
Yeah, so this is the 1480 and it's got everything besides the electronics. So whatever brand, whatever you ask for, we'll put into the boat.
Now, talk about trailers. This one's on the single axle trailer. You can tow this boat with basically any car with a tow bar, can't you?
Yeah.
Exactly. So what we're going to do today is we're going to put this boat on the water. I'm going to show you how these boats are fitted out on the inside. They are an Australian-made brand. Last time Whittley had aluminium boats, they were actually Chinese-made. So it's an Australian-built boat on an Australian-built trailer, Japanese-built Honda engine that's taken on the water. I'm going to come back to you with some of the performance stats. So there you go, that's what the AL Series 1480 SC, which stands for side console, looks like out on the water. We took it for a run on the Broadwater and then a little bit up the Nerang River just to enjoy the luxury of the Gold Coast. Look, these boats, Australian made, they're really well constructed, well built. The welds look nice on them, and you can only buy them from Whittley in a painted version. There's no unpainted versions go out the door. There is that basic level of fit out. One thing we didn't talk about in the introduction is these great extrusions that come, and they're standard in all of the Whittley aluminium boats. You can put rod holders, cup holders, any accessories from the Railblazer range that you like can go in there, and they can move backwards and forwards. So one day you might want to have your fishing rods down back, the next day the cup holders up forward, depending on what you want to do when you're out on the water. I love the idea that you can add your own electronics. Usually if you're buying a fishing boat and you get a really small sounder with it, you're going to take it out and get rid of it anyway. So these come with ample space in the dash to flush mount the electronics of your choice. And also I like the fact the trolling motor bracket is standard on all of these boats, and all of the ones that we've tested here have that feature there. I think any fisherman is going to want to put a trolling motor and a basic sounder in, but you can put in what your special needs are. I love the fact that the bait board on this is actually removable, just slips into the slot there. I'm sure that if the kids like a little bit of tubing, that can turn into a tubing pole, and the family can be happy when you've got your ideal fishing boat. I love the fact that the removal, the steps that you use to get into the boat are really solidly welded. They're not an aftermarket accessory. It looks like they're built by the guys that built this, and they are strong, and it doesn't matter how big you are, how much weight you put on them, they are going to last. Also, they fold up nicely and sit up out of the water when you're going. The seats are comfortable. They have spigot mounted seats in there, and it's a comfortable ride at the helm. The helm itself, everything, it's not a huge helm. Everything's where it needs to be. I do like the fact that the Honda gauges are all colour and they're all standard. So if you have any of those digital gauges on there, it's the same, whether it's the biggest Whittley cruiser or the smallest AL series, you're going to have that colour gauge in there to make sure that you get the best performance out of your boat. Now, talking about performance, best economy in this rig was at 4,000 RPM, where it does 31 kilometres an hour, and you get over 4 kilometres per litre burned. In fact, 4.1 litres per kilometre, which will give you a great range out of the tank in this. Wide open throttle at 6,000 RPM, this delivered 59 kilometres an hour at 2.7 kilometres per litre. Now, that's actually pretty good because most boats, when you hammer them, you use double the petrol for the same distance. So the eco mode, or I call it's an economy mode on these Hondas, kicks in. And you can actually see that in the figures. There was a speed where we went where you could see it kicking in. It actually used less gas at say 3,500 RPM than it did at 3,000 RPM. So you can actually see that in our testing. As I said, the gauges are nice, and the Hondas, like all four-strokes, nice, quiet, no spoke, a pleasant experience on the water. Of course, we don't do package prices anymore in the fishing media tests, but we will put the price for this boat as tested down in the description. If you want pricing, it's the same all over Australia at any of the Whittley outlets, and those guys can give you the current pricing. Just give them a call or shoot them an email for a quote. For more information, check out the website down here. But that's it, the Aussie-built AL Series Whittley 1480.
Hi, my name's Shane Darlington from Honda Australia. Today we have the BF60 on this boat, also available in tiller steer. It's our lightweight 3-cylinder outboard that features the lean burn and blast technology. Another important feature in this day and age, we've got the eco mode. And with eco mode on our HD5 colour display, it'll let you know where the optimum rev range and speed to get your best fuel economy. And most importantly, it comes with our 7-year warranty.